All right, you guys, it's me again, because I know Delancey said a couple episodes ago, I've got a lot of people on here coming on in a row. And so that's what made Delancey do it a couple weeks ago, because she's amazing too. So welcome. I'm excited for this week. It's kind of crazy, this person. So, like, yeah, just how we're connected. We both like one of the most important people in our lives. He's never introduced us because he's a freaking butthead, and I hope he's listening to this. James. Because like little did I know that we have Joy on. I didn't know she's adopted. She's like my same age. She's an international adoptee, and we have like so much in common. And so like he has kept her a secret from me for like, Joy, how long have you known James?
I think almost 18 years.
What the hell, James?
Yeah, or 18 years. I met him when he was 15.
Yeah, see? So it's been a really long time. So it was kind of crazy. Me and her saw each other at a funeral, and then I connected the dots, and then I reached out to her, and then I looked at her Instagram. I'm like, oh my gosh, I think she's adopted. And so then I knew I had to ask her to come on, and she so graciously is on here. So I'm so excited for her to be here. So Joy, I will go ahead and turn the time over to you so we can get started, and you go ahead and just share your story.
Okay. So I'm the youngest and I have 4 older brothers. 3 of us are adopted. I was adopted from Seoul, Korea. I was in an orphanage and I was 3 months old.
Okay.
So one day my parents just got a call out of nowhere that I was like ready. So they had one day to fly out to Seattle to get me. And so I know, right? So I flew over, and it's funny because I guess during that time, a lot of kids were being stolen in airports. And so I got off the plane with 2 nurses and then this huge black guy. And they're like, oh, he's just a nurse. And like after all the credentials matched and everything like that, they're like, oh, he's actually a bodyguard. Because they had a kid snatched from them.
Oh my Lanta.
Yeah, which is super
sketchy. You had a bodyguard. That's awesome. That's kind of awesome.
I know,
like,
right?
I understand like the craziness, but that's kind of awesome.
I know. Yeah. So in all my pictures when my parents first met me, there's just like huge, like 6 foot something, just like beautiful black man who was just there to protect me.
I love it so
that's Uncle Bob.
Right? And so yeah, they picked me up in Seattle and then flew home to good old Bountiful, Utah. And I've just been here since. Yeah, it's interesting. So my parents had like a little welcome home party for me when they got me here. And some people in my mom's ward were like, how do you understand her when she cries?
What?
And she's like, what do you mean? And they're like, well, she's Korean.
Oh my hell.
And she's like, she doesn't cry in another language.
People are so dumb.
Just to let y'all know, that's what that whole generation was like.
Yeah, no, I feel you there. Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Right?
That's I don't understand that. People, good old, no offense to anybody, but good old white Bountiful. It's still that way to this day. It's like,
yeah. Oh,
it's
like
it's bad
here. Yeah.
Pleasantville.
It isn't it though?
It is. No, it totally is. It 100%
like my
is.
mom, when we'd be out and about and someone would like recognize me, she's like, oh, see, they remember you. I'd be like, Mom, I'm the only damn Asian person they have ever met in their whole freaking lives. What do you mean they remember me?
It's because you're like, you were the one Asian. I feel you there. No, yeah, I get it.
They're like, oh, they don't remember your brother. I'm like, that because he's white.
Yeah.
And his name is Matt. That's why they don't remember. He
looks like everybody else. He looks like the rest of them in the corner.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Are you still going? Because I do have questions, but are you still want to share?
It's not. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. And so that's the other thing I should mention. My whole family is Caucasian.
Okay. Even the other ones that are adopted,
super
right?
Fun. But yeah, all my cool kid, and he's my brother that's just 2 years older than me.
Okay.
And then
okay, so how many are there of you total?
So there's my brother Shane, my brother Rob, he's adopted. My brother
Okay.
Ben, he's also adopted.
Okay.
My brother Matt, he's biologically theirs. And
Okay.
then and then I'm so and then that's so exciting. And then there's me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And so 4 of you out of the 5 of you, did I get that right?
No, 3.
3 of you
Yeah.
out of the
Mhm.
okay. 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 And so the one that's just older than you is the only one that's biological. No. Am I getting that right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
That is right.
Okay.
Cheers.
Okay. And then there. Okay. That's crazy. Okay. Or
And
do you
we're
still want to
very
continue? Because I have questions. Keep going though. If you keep
Oh, no,
going,
you're
I'll
fine.
ask questions later.
We're all very far apart in age just because my mom they adopted because she has something that fights against a fetus's body. So she had 5 miscarriages total.
Oh wow.
So it's
Oh,
like my
wow.
brother Matt's 2 years older than me. My brother Ben's 6 years older than me. My
Okay.
brother Rob is 8 years older than me. And my brother Shane is like 18 years older than me.
Wow. Wow.
So we're just like, yeah.
Wow. Lots of infertility. Oh my goodness. I can't even imagine.
I
Oh,
know.
Oh,
So awful, right? Bless her heart.
That's gotta be hard.
Ugh.
So
Totally.
anything else you want to add? Because I would say I got questions. I
think so. I
Okay.
think that sums us
Okay.
up.
So when you were in Korea, it was just like, was this an orphanage? Because I don't know how much you know. Was this an orphanage that was like known for helping babies find parents? Like, do you know anything about the?
So the only thing I do know my birth parents, they were not married. My father, when he found out, he was in the Korean military and he just like bounced real fast. And then my biological mother, she named me actually. So Joy is actually a translation of my Korean name.
Oh my gosh, how cool that your parents kept
Oh,
that. Like
nice.
seriously.
Yeah, it's
I
my
love that they
dad.
did that.
Thank goodness, because my mom wanted to name me Carrie. Which is fine. I'm so sorry. No one get offended. But like, you can't name an Asian girl Carrie. Carrie Lynn.
Isn't that the chick that got picked on? Everybody's gonna laugh at you, and she like crushed the school.
And the blood?
Oh my
Is that what you're
goodness,
talking
I
about?
don't.
They like
Yeah,
poured the
the
blood on
blood
her?
with the blonde
Yes.
hair in the pink
Oh yeah.
dress.
I thought you meant in real life. I was like, what?
Joy was like, where did
I was
that
like,
happen?
where did you guys go to school?
Where did you go to high school?
So yeah. So Joy, my Korean name is Yo Young Lim.
Oh,
My name
cool.
now is Joy Lynn because my mom's name is Linda, so Lynn is for that. And then my middle name is still the same, Young. They kept that, which is really sweet.
I think that's
And
awesome.
Yeah.
I do. I think that's awesome because I know it's hit and miss. I think it's more nowadays with kids whose like parents like want to have with open adoptions and stuff, then they keep like more of the name because like I was named too, but I don't have anything of what I was named. But I love that they honored that and did that. I think that's pretty cool. Like it's pretty awesome. So okay, so your parents obviously were on the radar to adopt then because you said they got a call and then they said you were ready to be adopted, and so they had been did they go through an agency? Did they go through private?
They did go through an agency. I don't remember what it's called now. I know they're not in business any longer.
Okay.
I mean, a lot aren't, right? But I don't know too much about the orphanage. I just know I was there for 3 months. So I went straight from the hospital to the orphanage.
Okay. And then they found somebody to place
you
with. Wow. Okay. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So your brothers, are they all domestic adoptions? Are they international?
So my one brother is adopted from Ogden.
Oh.
And then
Delancey, that's like 20 minutes north of Bountiful.
I was like,
it's
where?
Not that far.
I love how both of you
far.
gave each other like a knowing look, and I'm over here like, huh?
I'm just sorry.
Yeah.
And
it's like
my
20
brother
minutes.
Ben, he was actually adopted from Korea, but from a U.S. military base his parents were from.
Wow.
So his he was adopted from Korea, but he's not Korean.
Okay. Wow, that's crazy.
Which is also strange. Yeah. His is a little wild, but
wow. Okay. And then is that it? Is there one more? Is there just 3 of you? I keep
Oh,
getting numbers confused.
There's
Three
Just
of
3 of
us.
you.
the
Okay.
four.
Okay.
Yeah, 3
Okay.
adopted, 1 the.
Biological.
So yeah, I, after I mean, really, if you think about it, her brother, even though he was adopted from Korea, it's really kind of a domestic adoption through
Yeah.
Korea.
Yes, it
Like it's
is.
like a domestic
Yeah.
adoption utilizing like, I mean, because a military base in foreign land is considered American soil, so it like,
Yeah.
but it's like
True.
that's such a unique thing. But after the 2 like technical domestic adoptions, did they want to go did your parents want to do international, or was that like a happy blessing, or how did
I
we
don't
segue to that?
Good
I don't
question.
think they have a preference. Well, I know they didn't have a preference. My mom's parents, who I loved before they passed, like we were great, but they were really against them getting a non-Caucasian baby.
Wow.
But my mom just wanted another kid, so they just checked all the boxes for
They didn't
whoever
care.
became
Yeah.
available. Yeah, they just wanted another child. But yeah, so they were just open to it. It wasn't a preference, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Oh,
So they were
100%, it
just,
makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like, give us all the babies. I love that.
yeah.
I
Oh,
love
my
No.
mom was born to be a mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. She just wants all the kids,
that.
all of them.
That's
She loves it.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
so great. No, that's so great. Okay, so you kind of mentioned this, so I want to hear it.
Okay.
How was it growing up surrounded by a bunch of white kids? Because of the way you kind of talked about it, I want to see if you, because I kind of have a vibe that you've got some hard feelings with that, so I want to hear them.
I no, for sure. I don't think I realized how mentally and emotionally rough it was until I made other friends who were not white.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
Like, I
Yeah.
used to tell a couple of my friends, like, I feel so weird sometimes. Like, you walk in a restaurant and I'm the only person that's not white. And it's like the
Okay.
first thing I realized. And she was
Yeah.
like, no, you're crazy. No one else thinks that. It's just you. So, like, my feelings, it's not like, I don't think they were trying to invalidate them, but how would they understand them? You know what I
Correct.
mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
And
just
so
weren't
it
getting
was
it.
always
Yeah.
one of those things like, oh, you're just joy, or no one sees that, or it's just you. Until I met all my brown friends, and I didn't meet them until I was in like 23.
Love it. My brown friends.
But you know what I mean, though? And then they're like,
No, but I
nah,
love
girl,
it.
like, for sure when we go to Cafe Rio, it's weird as shit. And I was like, oh, yeah, thank you.
That's crazy. Well, and I definitely think, like you were saying, like here, like more out of the city where we are, it's
Yeah,
definitely a lot more than it is. I mean, I feel like up where I am, it's a lot more diverse because I'm by base. And so we've got a
totally.
lot more, being by the military base, it's a lot different.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, see, and I know it's different for everybody because for me personally, I mean, I remember it like it was a sea of white people. It really was, but it wasn't ever anything that gave me like crazy identity. But I totally understand where
yeah,
you're coming from. Like I totally understand
yeah. Well,
because
in
it's,
some of my, oh, sorry.
no, you're good. Some of your what? Go ahead.
Some of mine, I think, so the only time race was brought up to me was when I was in elementary by other kids.
Uh-huh.
So, like, I had kids ask me, like, why do you look like that? Why are your eyes like that? Like, why? One kid asked me why I look like an alien, and they were dead serious.
Oh my God.
And this was between like 4th to 6th grade. So I was so young at that point, I just kind of stared at them and I didn't know how to react.
No, I get
You know
that.
what I
I get
mean?
that. Yeah.
Like, one kid asked me why my skin was chocolate and theirs looked like vanilla. And I was like, I don't have any of these answers. And
Yeah.
so I think because it was pointed out to me at such a young age
Mhm.
by like my peers, I was more like self-conscious of it.
Okay. No, that makes sense.
I don't know if
That
that
makes
makes
sense.
sense. You know what I
No,
mean?
it totally
No,
does. It
it
totally
makes
does.
sense.
Yeah.
It makes
Yeah.
sense because kids have zero filters. Like they have
Totally.
zero filter, like no filter. Whatever is in here is like out before like their thought is finished. And it's just
Yeah.
It's true. It's
Yeah, and
true.
it's
And
not said with malice. It's like
no,
complete
correct.
curiosity. But
yeah,
like I
exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
being pointed out that
But
you're different, I don't think is ever fun, especially the younger
mm-mm.
you are when you don't understand it.
Yeah.
That part, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's when like they don't understand and they're curious and they're asking, but then you aren't even aware You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you
Totally.
probably weren't even aware, like, because that's not something that we're not taught. This, like, we don't come out of the womb seeing differences. Like we are,
Totally.
like, it's pointed out to us, and like we may see something different, and we as children we like immediately ask. But asking a kid who may not even be aware
Yeah.
that they're like quote unquote different, I mean, I put it in quotes because I mean,
Right.
I think it's cool to be different, but like
Yeah.
in that moment you probably just, that's so awkward. That's so
Yeah.
hard.
It
Like
was
that
just
makes me so
strange.
So
Yeah. And I
like,
was like
oh, go
really
ahead.
fortunate that I just grew up with my mom being my mom because I was so young when I was adopted. So I never knew a different parent or a different authority figure. You know what I mean? Like it was just my mom. My dad was just my dad. My brother.
Shoot. This is awesome. You guys can only hear me because I'm recording on this side, but as you can see, it's froze.
Don't say that. Like if you want to
Yeah.
like ask,
Yeah.
but don't say it like that. Like that's
Wait,
those are definitely teachable moments.
Wait, say it again.
Totally.
Sorry. My internet is being horrible. I apologize. You completely cut out. What is Delancey saying that people need to ask?
It's saying we were talking about like kids can be horrible, and Joy was pointing out like parents can be horrible too, and it's like, yeah, absolutely. If they're not utilizing those moments as teachable moments to be like, hey, maybe you shouldn't use the word alien.
Yeah.
Maybe you should be like, hey, your eyes are really cool. Why are they like that? That
Yeah.
sounds so much better than why you look like why are your eyes
Yeah.
different?
I
Like
can't even.
you couldn't.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I missed that. It completely. Like I said, I apologize. My internet, for people on the side when the recording comes, they'll hear it being like because I record it. So I'm so sorry. That's why I asked you to. That's why I asked you to repeat it. I'm so sorry. It's been glitchy. I don't know
remix.
why.
It's the remix.
No,
That's all it
no,
is.
and I love that, and I think that's great, and I love that Delancey said that. It's true because it starts with the parents and then it trickles down to the kids, and like sometimes with kids, exactly, it's a teachable moment because even though you try and do your best to not have your kids be, little wieners, sometimes they still can be because they're surrounded by friends all day or anything. You know what I mean? And so you do your best that you can, and then so I love that she said that. Use it as a teachable moment because then you can. Yeah, I think it's perfect. It's perfect because yeah. So, oh, I forgot my question that I was
I
gonna
have to ask this since you
do
got
it.
asked those questions. How many times did you get? Because Melanie and I have gotten this many times, but as a kid and even a teenager, how many times did you get the "Do you know your real parents?" question?
Actually, not that often.
Really?
Not that often. People don't often ask me about I get asked a lot if I want to find them or if they've tried to find me.
Okay.
I get that a ton,
Okay.
but the other one very often.
Is it? But do they always include "real" in that terminology?
I think when I was younger, yes,
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't had that for a long time. But like I would snap so hard, so thank goodness no one has said that to me because I'm just not okay with that.
I feel that. Not
I
either.
love that.
That's the reason I
So,
asked it, just because like I know she and I have gotten it a lot.
Ugh.
yeah, a ton. Where's your real mom? At home cooking?
Yeah,
I don't know.
For sure.
Your
Like,
real mom needed that hug. That's my favorite thing. That's my favorite comment that I get on my video. I'm
Delancey
like,
had a
yeah,
video go crazy viral.
I hug my mom all the time. I hug my mom all the time. They're like, no, that one. Okay, my bio mom, cool.
Yeah.
Not real.
People
We don't say real.
So can I ask then this? And if it's stepping over a bound, tell me to but do you want to find your biological parents?
No, I don't really have an interest.
Yeah.
They contacted the adoption agency when I was younger.
Oh, wow.
And and I think I've never really wondered anything about them. And this could totally just be my view on it. I don't know if it's because it's a foreign adoption that I'm at like so much peace with it.
Okay.
Because like back, I mean, I'm old, so just know, but back in like the 80s, a single woman didn't have a kid out of wedlock. You know what I mean? Like culturally, that
Mhm.
was not okay.
Yeah.
So it's completely different, I feel like, than domestic adoptions because it is completely everyday doable average here.
Yeah.
Like it's
Mhm.
completely normal in the States. So I don't know if like that's how, but I've just never really had an urge to not. I mean, I think if medically anything weird happened, I might. But in general, not really. I just don't see what I would gain from it personally.
No. And I actually really love that because I feel like a lot of people that me and Delancey are around, they've either like found their birth parents or like me and her have found our, bio.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so I love hearing your perspective because it's totally different. Because that's the thing is, it's
Mhm.
like when people push it, it's like sometimes people don't care. They're totally content with
Mhm.
Yeah.
where they're at and
Yeah.
what they're doing. And it's none of your
Mhm.
damn business if they want to figure it out or not. Like, so I think
Yeah.
so. Even though I asked, thank you for answering.
Oh yeah, no. I feel good about it because I don't feel any anger towards it. I'm not like, no, like F them, or I'm just like, they don't really have, like, they're really no one to me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. You know what I mean? Like I have a
Right.
mom, I have a dad, I'm not lacking anything. Like, and I don't have any closure I need, which I feel very fortunate to feel that way. So I'm
Mhm.
just kind of like, I just don't feel a need to. Siblings I'd be interested in, I think.
Yeah.
I haven't really thought about siblings until actually the past little while. Since I've met Melania, my husband and I have been talking about it. Sibling I might be a little more interested in, but like biological parents, I don't really feel the need to.
It's,
It's
I
such a
know it,
different vibe with siblings.
yeah. I was gonna say
Yeah.
with Delancey, she's close and close enough to where she can see them and stuff, but it's something Delancey has completely just loved. Like it's just been
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
awesome.
That's
And to
amazing.
see the similarities. I met her one sister and holy
Yeah.
cow. And it's pretty darn cool. Like it really is. It's
We're
amazing.
exactly
Like
alike.
it is.
Yeah.
It
We're the
is.
same
That's like
person.
fascinating
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
Well, and it's interesting too because like I had that whole entire stance of like I was not interested. I actually caused several arguments with me and my parents a lot growing up and everything. Like I was not no, and I'm very matter of fact. Once my mind is made up, it's like it's made up, and like
Yeah.
just like done, like we're done. Like it's just and I think I had that same stance. So like, and I think it's always important for people to share and I appreciate you answering it just like Melania said, because it is such a personal choice. But I
Yeah.
always think it's so important for everyone to share so that everyone knows that it's okay to make the decision that you make. It's okay to make the decision to not look. It's
Totally.
okay to make the decision to look. It's okay to have the decision to I do not want to do this and then say fine, I'll do it just because you asked me to, and then be like, okay, yeah, that was kind of cool. Like it's
Yeah.
okay to have all those feelings. But I have a follow-up question.
Yeah.
I didn't think that you were allowed to reach out to the adoptees or like at the agent. Like how did that
So
go? How did you find out?
I got an email, or my parents got an email from the adoption agency, not from them, like not from my actual biological parents,
Okay.
just from the agency. My parents got one,
Okay.
just asking if there'd be any interest.
Okay. And it was coming from your birth parents to the agency to your
I
parents?
believe so. I honestly am not even sure. Like we haven't talked about it for a long time, and my parents aren't weird about it. They've always
awesome.
been really like, whatever you want to do, like they're secure in their position as my parents.
That's awesome.
So they've never been, which is, I really appreciate that also.
Yeah.
And they just came to me one day and they're just like, hey, there's some information. Do you want it? I was like, no. And we've talked about it. We probably haven't talked about it in like over a decade, probably at all.
Wow.
Like it just doesn't really. I did a DNA test.
Okay.
Because my dad got me one, my husband one, all this stuff, and I was like, just like really hoping I was like really Korean. Because can you imagine? Anyways, well, it would just be so strange to all of a sudden be in a whole nother race. So it came back, and my dad's like, "So did you?"
This one.
My dad's like, "So did you? Is there anyone on there?" I was like, "Nah, there's like 6 cousins, like 5th cousins, and I know it's like decently like watered down because they're all white people." So,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
there's like 3 Asians.
Surprise, Joy,
and, like,
you're actually white.
3 white.
Surprise.
Can you imagine? I'm just like, so I need to talk to someone. Like, I need to talk to someone
Oh
but
my God.
but yeah, so that's the last, like, the only time it's ever even been, yeah, it was that last DNA test I did, but we just don't really talk about it, and not because it just doesn't come up. Hi, Papa.
Just
So how long
because.
ago did you do the DNA test? Can I, is that okay to ask?
I want to say probably 4, maybe 5 years.
Okay.
Okay. Because the reason I say that is because I can't remember the exact time frame that my oldest sister did one, and I don't want to like tell the whole thing, but like she did it, submit it, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she got a match that she had a cousin that was a guy. We don't have any guy cousins, and we're
Oh,
like, are you sure? No, we don't. We don't. We only have, there was only women in the family, and that's how we ended up finding out. That's how my uncle was reunited with his son, with his
oh,
biological son.
wow.
So there's always that possibility that you will get a message
Oh,
later.
yeah.
And I hope you reach back out to Milena, because if and when that happens, I hope you reach back out to Milena so we can do an
For
update,
sure.
because I want to
That's
be along for
crazy.
that ride.
That's
Because you know what's
crazy.
gonna be funny? Plot twist: her siblings are gonna be white.
Can you imagine? Maybe I'll have like a couple of different ones.
It's true.
That'd
You
be
know,
good. Mm-hmm.
like,
I know.
yeah, that'd be a vibe.
Yeah.
But
Yep. I feel you there, because I've got siblings and we think all 7 of us are different baby daddies. So maybe some the same, but yeah, I feel you there. And it's crazy.
Yeah,
that's
we're
kind
all 4 different, so
Yeah.
it's a whole vibe.
Yeah.
Whole vibe.
That's crazy.
yeah, my brother was like, well, you probably, it's not going to show anyone because your biological parents are most likely still in Korea.
So
They don't have
when you
DNA
do,
tests in Korea?
I was just gonna say,
Is
when
that
you do
I
these
don't
stupid?
know if
DNA
it's for,
tests, are they
I
just
don't, I
in the
think it depends on
States?
what company you do it under.
Okay.
Because like,
Okay.
I would think the United States, like ancestry and stuff, I'm sure there's certain laws that pertain to it. So they probably just can't be like, you know what I mean? Because think of what DNA's done since people have done all these tests. Like they've found like murderers, and you know what I mean? Like a lot of stuff
Mhm.
connected. So I bet there's legal stuff that it probably has to stay in the same country.
Okay.
I would think.
They should open it though, because how cool would that be?
Like,
I
let's
feel like
get
they
way
should open
crazy.
it.
yeah,
Can you
like
They
that
should
would be so
open it.
cool.
Yeah,
That'd be
the
amazing.
chaos.
Yeah,
But
but it would still be
So
cool, just because I mean, I know you don't care, but I mean, for like that'd be such a cool missing piece too. Because like I know if I don't even know. I've never even wanted to do a DNA test because I just haven't even really like cared, if that makes
yeah,
sense. Like, because
no, for sure.
I feel like I'm with you. There's like no hope if it doesn't go out of the States, but maybe they do go out of the States, and I just need to research it more because I've never thought of that.
I mean,
Yeah.
it might. I just want to do one so I can find out what the other half of me is,
Yeah.
because she's
Yeah.
adopted too. She's adopted
Yeah.
too, and she's very adamant that she has no desire to do anything with it, and she has uh, respectfully threatened all of our lives if we did DNA tests.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, like in a nice way.
Uh,
Like in a nice way, like in a polite way, but like that's how strongly she feels about
Interesting.
never finding out. And it's like, I know he was full-blooded Mexican, and I'm like, there's no way you're a full-blooded white. There's just no way. I have eyes.
Right.
There's no way.
Yeah.
I have
Wow.
eyes. You're not a full-blooded white. There's something there.
Interesting.
So Milena, I'm gonna need you to do some research on some DNA tests so we
Okay.
can get Joy to the right one, so it's
Okay.
international, and we can
I
find out.
know. I
yeah, I
know.
would
You
We
like how
need
I'm putting
to.
that on
interested
you?
in seeing siblings though, for sure.
No, I totally understand that. Siblings for me, and it's not that I'm like not excited and love that I found my birth mom, but siblings for me are just like a whole different. I don't know. Siblings are, you know what I
They're
mean?
Oh,
different.
Like
for sure.
like
They're
Yeah.
completely different.
yeah, it's like super
Different.
cool, like super
Yeah.
cool, and I feel
It
like you
seems,
can vibe with them more if that
yeah,
makes
it seems less
sense.
personal to me. Like not in a bad way, but it's
Mhm.
like it wasn't their choice. They weren't there.
Right.
And
Right.
so there's no like there's no like emotion behind it that's really negative with siblings, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah.
because
that
they're
makes
just
total
kind of
sense.
innocent bystanders
Yeah.
also.
Yeah, there's always that like rare case of a sibling that like wants to be all like I don't know, like just because I've seen it with not with mine are awesome, but like with another adoptee, one of the siblings like kind of I don't know, it was like it turned into like an immediate competition thing.
Oh,
It
like
was very
territorial.
yeah, like it was almost like territorial. Like it was
Interesting.
very weird because it was like there was a big enough age gap where that shouldn't have happened.
Right.
And it did. And you're just going,
Interesting.
Yuck. Okay.
Yeah.
It was like reverse feelings.
Oh,
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
yeah,
Like why did she go over there and I was left here? And it's like,
yeah,
you have a great life.
yeah.
You're left.
Right. Yeah, right.
You have a good life. Calm down.
Oh, people.
It's just
Ugh.
it's very strange. But I 10 out of 10 recommend finding siblings. 10 out of 10 recommend.
Oh
They're
yeah, I
awesome.
Yeah.
agree. I agree 100%. Yeah. No, for sure. Okay. Another question, because I know you've kind of subtly talked to me about this on the side, just me and you talking and texting and stuff. After you had your son, I know you said like as far as like seeing somebody like you, because I know I can relate with that, like with my daughter, because obviously she's like a carbon copy of me. But
Yeah,
like, what are your feelings with that?
I might get weirdly emotional.
So,
That
don't apologize.
that's all.
Mm-mm.
Oh, sorry. Brady, get down, get down. As he's like climbing on a counter to drink.
I love this episode so much.
I'm so sorry. He's like
Don't
chugging
be.
a Dr. Pepper.
Yes, get the Dr. Pepper. Get the Dr. Pepper. Get
That's
the
so
Dr.
funny.
Pepper.
He's like chugging a Dr. Pepper. Hold please. So, oh look, you
As I'm
have a
drinking my diet Dr. Pepper. That's why I'm like,
I
get the
love it.
Dr. Pepper. Get the Dr. Pepper.
That's
We are
so
not
funny.
sponsored by Dr. Pepper or Pepsi or Diet Dr. Pepper.
Oh,
Just a disclaimer.
you guys,
Exactly.
he's only 2, so he's already somewhat feral. So Dr. Pepper's just not what we need at this time.
That's hilarious.
I love it so much.
But having someone that looks like I actually feel like it's completely changed something in me. I can't even explain it. It's probably one of the most emotional things to me about having a biological kid. I don't know. I think it's like I get what it's like to have something just feel like they belong to you. Just like, and like the world knows they belong to you. Like they don't, you know what I mean? Like I never like looked like my family, and they're still my family. They're beautiful, but like when Brady and I are out in public, like no one questions if he's mine.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he belongs to me,
Yeah.
and it's not like it matters, but it's just I've never gotten to experience it.
Yeah. But
So it's
from what it sounds like it matters to you. From what I can,
Yeah.
you know, because some adoptees they don't care, and some
Yeah.
adoptees they do, and it did matter to you growing up, and you can feel that through you growing up and being surrounded by, you know, what I like to say, sea of white people. And you said
Yeah.
you did feel like the Lone Ranger per se, and so it is something that
Yeah.
completely completed your heart, because
Yeah.
now you're not being questioned. Because if you're getting questioned like that, I get where that can be a really hard point. If
Yeah.
people are like, well, is she yours? Like,
Mhm.
why is she looked that way? Is she like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
So I get why he
Well,
completes
and
you.
yeah, even going out with like my brothers, people think I'm like their wife or something like that. And I'm like, gag me in the face. But just nice to just know that like without words, without anything, people know like he belongs to me. You know what I mean?
I love that. Yeah.
And it's also like on other levels where it's like he has my toes, and I've never ever gotten to like have that kind of a thing. And it's kind of bizarre too.
It's weird. It is
Yeah.
definitely
Like,
weird.
the face, I was like, that's my face, kid. So like Godspeed to you. But so it's interesting. It's like really beautiful to me, and it's very bizarre at the same time.
Well, and I think I'm like you, where I didn't notice it, didn't care anything about it until kids came. and then you see their little teeny features of you, and you're like, wow, because you never grew around with it. But I think Delancey can relate to where she's met siblings now, and facial expressions and things
Yeah.
that she does, mannerisms with
Mhm.
siblings that you're like, what?
Yeah.
I've never grown up with that person, and holy cow, we make the same face, or we do the same thing, or we like, it's crazy. It's crazy when you
It's
are
wild.
biologically wired to somebody, how it's
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
you know, it's crazy. It's
How
Yeah.
crazy.
you end up together. Yeah. It's
Manner
wild.
would be wild. I think that'd be like the coolest thing to see with someone who you didn't grow up with, and like you guys do the same things or have this. I think that would be so incredible to see.
And it is. It's like, well,
That
it's
would
like
be really
Delancey and her
cool.
sister. Delancey and her sister. Holy
Mhm.
cow. It was like watching Delancey and then another version of Delancey. But it was just so cool to see. And it was so cool to see their bond with each other. Like, it was
Oh yeah,
so cool. You know what I mean? And it's
yeah,
like,
Her
I
husband
loved
says
it. And
that
you
too.
could
Her
see the
husband.
joy with both of
Oh
them.
yeah.
Yeah. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? And
And
both
that's.
of them that they now have each other. I think that was
Mhm.
probably like one of the coolest things ever. Like,
I
so yeah,
I think that's the
I get
best part for like me and her is that part. And like even her husband says that, like, how are you two so much alike? Like you blew up my nature versus nurture argument. It's like you're welcome. Because like that's
yeah,
something that I mean y'all experience that with your children, with your kids, and then now you know you will experience that whenever you meet your whenever the time comes for the siblings to come into your life, you will see similarities with each other. You
yeah,
have no connection outside of meeting for that first time, but
it's
you will have
crazy.
those similarities, and it's wild.
Yeah.
yeah. That has to
And
be the coolest thing, because even with your
yeah.
kids, like they grow up, like Brady's grows up with me. You know what I mean? He sees me every day. He sees, so
Mhm.
it's like, but someone that has never been around you, and one day you just meet and you're like, we're the same, would be
Yeah.
Mhm. Are
so
we the
crazy.
same person?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be.
Yeah. No, and for me, it's if I make a face and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's my little brother. Like, that's what's weird. Like a facial expression. I'm like, oh, he just did
Mhm.
that. Or he'll do it when I'm talking to him and I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally make that face. Like, it's so weird, but it's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
No, and I love that. And I love that, like, because I don't think have we had anybody come on that hasn't been interested in like finding their birth parents at all? I don't know that we have we? Or did we? Have we?
Not, I don't think anything as far as like, not that strikes, not that it comes up. I've had other adoptees here in conversation tell me that, but
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
different scenarios. It's very no, we haven't.
Yeah.
I'm like running through my brain everyone that we've had on here. We've never
I know all the
had
adoptees
someone
that we've
say,
had
but
on.
if nothing else, at least not the, I'm not interested, not fully interested in meeting the, because I don't want to like say like you would never be interested, but like not fully interested in meeting your biological parents, but open to the idea of meeting siblings. That's
Yeah.
definitely a different dynamic that we haven't had
Oh yeah.
on here before. We've heard those
That's true.
thoughts, and it goes back to the whole entire. I just love how everybody's different.
I
I
know,
love
right?
it.
It's
I love
crazy.
it.
Here's a question. Would you ever go to Korea?
Oh, 1,000%.
Ooh.
That's
I
very
would
cool.
tonight if I could.
That's awesome.
That's
That's so
probably
cool.
weirder thing, and I don't know if you feel this. I do feel like there's a little like almost part of me that's not like unlocked yet or something like that. I don't
Unlo-
know.
I love that.
Like
No, I
like
love
a
that.
level up or something. Just that like, do you know what I mean? I don't
Yes.
know. I don't know. There's just something about it that I feel I would love to go to Korea for sure.
Yeah. No. See,
Sure.
and I've probably had more of an opportunity to go to Colombia and I just need to suck it up and go, but I've got some real insecurities with going. Like
I,
there's a whole Pandora's box to unlock to go there.
When you're
yeah.
ready, man.
China. Go to China for 2 weeks with my friends. And
Oh, you
man,
did?
like I really hope this doesn't offend anyone. So just now I'm like halfway kidding. The Asians are freaking mean as crap. So I'm scared shitless to go to Korea. Like they're so, cause like I'm not Korean enough for them. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm
No,
just not.
I get that. I
And like no,
I'm
cause then
laughing. I promise. I'm laughing. Like it's.
like I really hope I don't offend anyone. But when I went to China, and they would like look at me so strange, or they would say things, and we had someone that understood them with me, and I was just like, please be nice to me. Like I'm just trying to, but I would love to go for sure. And I think we will. When Brady's a little older, because it's part of him too.
Yeah.
But I'm really nervous to go for sure. Because it just is intimidating.
No.
I guess it's probably a more fair way to say it.
No, but I love how you worded it. I'm not gonna lie.
I that's when I immediately started laughing when she said it. She was like, I'm only half kidding. It's like, there's about to be some truth here, and I'm so excited.
I love it.
I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, but no, I'm definitely wrong. I'm not gonna say that.
No,
I'll say it. I watch a lot of Ooh, y'all froze.
No, you're still there. Keep going. You're frozen, but I can hear you.
It just unfroze for me.
Yeah, I can see you. Joy, you're moving. Okay, no, you're good. You're unfrozen now, Delancey. You're good. You're good. Keep going. Are you there? Oh, shoot. Can you not hear us? Is she's still Delancey. Can you hear us now?
Oh, here I am.
Hear us now? Okay, there you are.
I can hear y'all. Okay, there you're moving now. I was like,
okay.
why are they like frozen? Oh, it's frozen. Which is so weird.
No, but what were you saying?
Lately. No, I was gonna say, like, okay, so I'm like oddly obsessed with South Korean dramas. Obsessed.
I love that.
I've never seen one.
Oh my God, they're so good. They're so good. Like, it's okay. So just real quick, how I stumbled upon it. The lady that used to do nails when I lived in Alabama, she was like, she heard me talk about like Hallmark movies and how much I love them and how much I just appreciate, like, there's always like such a, it's the same plot line. So for all of you who are listening to us and want to say Hallmark movies are so stupid, they're all the same story. Shut up. I know. I'm aware. Okay. But I love them because there's always a happy ending. If I want to watch, shows with strife and turmoil and crying and things like that, I would go watch regular TV or the news. Hallmark movies, there's always happiness, there's always joy. There might be a little bit of problem here and there, but it's happy. South Korean dramas are very much the same. There's always a very strong storyline. There's always very great description. There's great character development. There's amazing chemistry. Like,
what's amazing? Are there any that like I would know or no?
No, because the one that I watched was oh my gosh, what was it called? It was something, I cannot remember the name of it, but it was about this girl who was from South Korea, and she was famous for something, and she ended up doing jumping out of a plane, doing a parachute shoot, and the parachute ended up getting blown into North Korea, and she and a North Korean soldier end up falling in love, and he ends up protecting her and like taking her to the border, and it's like this huge thing, but it was like 12 episodes, and I would like to believe that's what they're like. I want to believe that the portray. Joy is busting my bubble right now as we speak.
No, I mean, some are. I mean, they're good people. I do not mean to sound like that at all. Like, cultures are beautiful. They're beautiful. But when it comes to like going in there as a Korean, but I've been American so much, they're not.
Yeah, that's different. That would be completely different.
Yeah,
that would be very different. It's a different perspective.
Was it on Netflix?
Totally. It's like
no. Okay, I'm gonna help you. No,
I'm totally Googling them as you're talking. There's like Kingdom, Sweet Home, Crash Landing on You, Stranger.
It's Crash Landing on You. That was it. Okay. Crash Landing on You. That was it. Okay. It is the best one ever. Whole wide world.
It says it's so the most popular Korean drama on Netflix to date.
So
North Korean soldier and an heiress. Yes. I might have to check that out.
I fell in love with him too. I love him. He's probably not like that in real life, but I love him.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
But
I have a friend
that gives a perfect example of those of us who are not Korean having that's our only understanding of it. So I now I get what you're saying, like, completely, because my only understanding of South Korea, North Korea culture, outside of what the news tells me, which I don't listen to the news half the time anyway, because that's all I have to go on. I feel like I have to take that with a grain of salt too, because it's cinematography.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sorry.
No.
A little coming all over.
No, you're fine. Don't be sorry.
Yeah. Asian culture in general, I mean, it's just so rich and so beautiful, but like it's also so old and so traditional still. And I think it's better and more open-minded, but it's definitely different than in, you know what I mean, in the US. So,
are you talking like because you've been so Americanized? Is that what you're meaning?
Yeah, it's just I'm just not Korean enough for some. For some that even like they'll just tell you. That's what I mean by like they have no problem just being like, nah, girl, like you ain't it. And I'm like, hey.
Thank you.
Like I appreciate being with me, but no. So
okay, no, that makes sense. And I feel like I've heard that from not just you, but other nationalities too. Like they go somewhere and you're not enough, if that makes sense, which is sad.
yeah,
And I get that. I totally get that. So yeah, and I'm trying to think of anything else. Delancey, do you have anything else? I'm trying to think of any other questions or anything.
I have a question I want to ask, but I'm scared that it's going to come across offensive because we get asked this question, and I know how when like I just look at people and just go, oh, "Really? That's so assumptive."
Yeah, no, ask.
But I'm like terrified to ask this because people will be like, "Oh, what a." So do you speak Korean like a little bit, a lot of it? Are you fluent? Are you not fluent? Are you?
That is not offensive in the slightest. I know nothing. I took Korean from a Korean foreign exchange when I was in 5th grade. And maybe that's why I think that way, because she was so mean to me. She was strict. Like she hit my hand a couple times, and that's the last time I went to her. But I mean, she really didn't mean it mean, I don't think. It's just how she grew up, right? Like so anyways, I did
take your hand, and she's not your mama, so
took it for like 3 months. Oh, just in her 20s.
Oh.
She was a 40 and she went to the U.
Oh, she was in her 20s and she hit your hand?
Yeah. And so after that, I was like, Mom, I'm not going back. And she's like, no, we're not.
Oh, so. Your mom's better than mine. My mom.
Yeah.
I can't wait to meet your. I can't wait to meet your mom in real life, Delancey. I'm not even kidding you.
Awesome. Like now, you know what? After hearing that, things make a lot of sense. Like about just like I feel like that would have been like the first. I could be wrong, so please tell me if I'm wrong. I'm okay with being wrong on this. But if that's like your first like immersion into the Korean culture, and then she acted like that by hitting your hand, ew.
Yeah, it's like rejection.
Ew.
Because like the raise that you do that to I was never laid a hand on. And so like it was just so like almost aggressive to me. And it was also here like teachers are encouraging, well, they should be encouraging and patient, and like she was like, you're wrong. She's like, why can't you do this? And I was like, because I just can't. Like I was in 5th. And so I can't speak anything at all. Not even a little. Not even.
That's okay.
No, I don't think that's the right language. I was gonna say something, but I'm like, I don't think that's the right language.
I mean, I wouldn't know. Milena flexes so hard, just start speaking Korean.
Dude, if Milena did that, I think I would fall out of my chair and be like, what just happened?
Right?
What's hello in Korean? Oh. Wait, what's konnichiwa? Is that Japanese?
That's Japanese?
Chinese? Okay, Japanese. See? I'm glad I didn't say it because hello is I don't even know how to enunciate it. I think.
I know. This is how you do the symbol for love. Like they do with friends. This is I'm giving you my heart because it's a little heart.
Joy, I'm gonna do this.
Crash landing onto you.
I didn't
When
I
know
we-
learned that.
See?
I
Very
learned
cool.
that on that show, on that
on
South
Netflix.
Korean drama on Netflix.
Do-
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
I love it. Can you, like, has anybody, let me ask this, because my parents did this, and I don't know if your parents did this. My parents tried really hard to like get things that were part of my culture. Did your parents do that at all?
So that she actually did bring me back a ton of stuff, or she gave me a bunch of stuff from Korea, and I still have it all. They like, I think my parents kept a decently good balance about certain things about it. Like all of the stuff I came over in, they kept. I had like these little rubber boat shoes.
Cute.
Yeah, and they kept that, and I had a couple of trinkets with me, and then I had the outfit I was wearing, which actually makes my mom cry.
Oh,
I know.
but it's fine.
It's fine. We're and then it's never been, I did like reports on it and stuff like that, and then I was the
Okay.
one that wanted to learn Korean, so that's why they
Okay.
found the tutor. So they've never been against it, but they've also never pushed it on me.
Yeah. And
So if I told you about that girl in my ward, is this kind of like sidetracking? But
no,
there's
okay.
girl
All the time.
was the oldest, Korean and adopted. She had
Okay.
5 younger siblings biologically, her parents,
Okay.
and they pushed Korean culture on her, from my opinion, like way too hard. They made her go to Korean camps for 3 months every summer. They would tell her like that's her culture, but that's her only culture, but she grew up here, and it kind of, yeah. And so it really broke her.
That
and
would be
her
hard.
Yeah, she left and she actually didn't come. It like broke her relationship, because like when we go over there, they'd make, and then they brought pamphlets to my parents to try to get them to send me to Korean camp, and my parents are like, if she wants to go, she'll go, but she's with her family. So it's really strange.
What? I have so many questions. Like, what is Korea? Like, what do you do at Korean camp?
So you would
I want to know too. No,
Sure.
really. I
Like,
do.
which you learned like about their holidays, but it was like months long she was gone, and it like really broke the family. But they would treat their biological children completely different. So when she was at Korean, they would go on family vacations and stuff like that, but without her.
Oh my
So in my opinion,
gosh.
it was handled pretty poorly, obviously.
Oh,
So pushed it on me, but they never like rejected it if I brought it up. They were never against it. They would help me do research, stuff like that.
Delancey, you paused for a second. Did you hear what she said about what the biological parents would go on trips when they would send this girl to Korean camps with their, not, did I say that wrong? The parents would take their biological children on trips
I
when
was
they would
following. Yeah, I
to
was
ship her
following
off.
that.
Yeah. Like so sad.
Respectfully, like I don't know anything else about these people. I'm just going based off what this little tidbit. Respectfully, they kind of suck.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, totally.
No,
Like that literally just sounds like, oh, we got free childcare for a few weeks and we're gonna go have fun. That's what that, I mean, that's what it sounds like to me.
yeah.
No, it's true. It's true.
You guys, hold on one.
No, you're fine. Well, what I want to know, because she was saying that she like isn't with the family anymore. Like, what's that? I want to know if Joy's still like, if her parents have any contact with these people to see like what's kind of transpired there. Because Joy was saying she ran away because she was so sick of everything being pushed on her. Can you imagine?
Was she like a legal adult when she ran away, or did she like dip out before that?
That's what I don't know. I need
We
to
don't.
ask Joy
We
that.
don't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Because
that's like,
I have questions. Hello, Joy. We have questions.
I heard it's actually written down. So she left when she turned 18.
okay.
She
Dipped
got
out
married.
when she was legal.
Yeah, she got married. She had kids. She moved out of state, and then she actually passed away from like a brain aneurysm when she was in her late 30s.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so sad.
Oh,
But
Oh wow. Oh wow.
I don't think she ever made up with her
like
adopted.
reconnected. Wow.
Mm-mm.
Did she find her biological? Because the way
No.
that you said that?
Not-
Okay. Okay.
I shouldn't say no that fast. Not that I know, but not that I ever heard.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I'm just gonna go off of assumptions. I'm almost positive, like on assumptions of if that were me, I would have zero interest. Like that would kill it for me.
I totally agree with you.
That would 100% kill it for me. Like that just, wow, that's a whole lot. That's a whole lot.
Yeah, it was really, so like, I'm just so grateful my parents never were like, that's a great idea. You know what I mean? Or they weren't influenced by people.
Yeah.
So like you knew these people too, not just
Yeah.
like your, okay. I'm assuming you were like a kid, elementary school. Okay. Even as kids, we get vibes off of people. What was your impression of those people, of those parents? Like,
always wanted to talk about Korean. Like they didn't treat, like, over to their house for dinner once, and all they had was like Korean food. But I was in elementary. I had never had half of it. And like they just expected me to like it because I was Korean. Do you know what I mean? It was just so many assumptions. Or it was like, learn to like this because it's Korean too, or you need to learn to do this, or so I almost said her name. So and so, she'll show you this because maybe you'll pick it up easy because you're Korean. And it was always a topic about being Korean and how it was just a bunch of assumptions about being Korean.
Are you still in contact with these people?
Racist.
I'm not, but I don't think my parents are either. They weren't like our friends. They just lived in our ward.
Okay, you knew them.
That's like, does anyone else get like a little bit of like slightly like maybe, I don't want to say it's not aggressive, but like that's like a
what you said
racism.
before.
I feel like it's
Oh
racist.
no, that's 100% racism. I feel
Like,
too. Yeah.
like I don't like tacos because I'm Mexican. I like tacos because they're delicious. Like you don't just like something because it's your
I love you.
like culture. I mean, it's just true though.
Exactly.
Like
No,
like,
it's so true.
I love tacos, but not because I'm Mexican.
Who doesn't
but
love
because they're
tacos?
delicious.
Joy,
Yeah,
do you love
exactly.
tacos?
Everybody loves.
I'm human.
Yeah, exactly. I'm human.
A
But
human.
like that's so wild to me that somebody would be like, you need to learn to like this because it's Korean, just like, I mean, could you imagine? It's Korean, just like you need to learn to like this. Ew, ew.
That's
I
crazy.
said comments like that. I mean, not often, but enough. Like random, if they remark or like, don't you know what this is? It's Korean. I'm like, dude. Like my mom's name is Linda.
My mom's name is Linda.
You know, really? Like, no, I don't even know.
Gosh.
I love that so much. Yeah, no, and I think it just goes back to like people don't know, and there's like people that know how to be respectful and question, and like for me, I feel like most people when they ask those really asinine questions, they're coming from a place of curiosity and not hurt. Most people, but then there are those people that when they ask them, you can tell they're just trying to be little assholes. Like, you know what
They're
I mean?
trying to be volatile.
Yeah. And so it's crazy. So let me ask you this, Joy. Why did you guys stay in Bountiful if it's so
well, okay. I mean, I did say about it. I did move to Ogden for 2 years, which was actually amazing. Really though.
It's more diverse.
So
Ogden's more diverse than where she's at.
My job is here, and then also like I'm a big fat mama's girl.
Okay. No, that's okay.
And I ask everything, which is quite unfortunate.
Delancey, what's your question?
Hold on. Is Bountiful the actual name of the place?
It's a city. Yeah. Bountiful's like yeah.
We just make up the fake city.
Yeah. No, when she said bountiful of white people, I'm like, oh, she means like a large amount of white people.
It's both. It's so both.
That's so funny. Yeah. No. Bountiful's the actual city.
Raise your hand if you're from Mississippi and you just proved it.
That was the best ever. Okay. Yeah. No, see, that's okay. And I get it. You want to be close to your mom. Like, I totally get that. Like, that was just my question because I felt like, it's kind of like it wasn't as diverse as probably you would like. And that's just me assuming. So you can tell me to stop.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to ask, like, how come he's still in Bountiful? Because I feel like where I am, it's a little bit more diverse. And then, of course, the more north
Oh,
you
for
go, it's even more diverse. Like, even from Bountiful to Layton, which I'm only 15 minutes away from you, it's way more diverse
totally
than
different.
Bountiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot.
I don't want my son to go to school here for like he
Okay.
won't go to school here. And it's
Okay. So,
yeah, he won't go to school. He'll go to like Salt Lake. He'll go anywhere but in Davis County. He will not go to school in Davis County for sure.
yeah. Yeah.
It's just rough, you know?
Yeah. Bountiful's rougher. I think the more north you go, it's not as bad. My kids' school's pretty diverse, thank goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, they definitely look more white, but like it's pretty diverse. Like, yeah. There's a lot of kids
like
there.
like different races up there. Even like I can go to Smith's right now and I'll be the only person in there that's not white.
Yeah. 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 I just was
My-
curious because of what you were saying. So I was like, how come you're still there? Like, why haven't you
Yeah.
bounced? Gotcha.
I know. The creature of habit.
I know it's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. If you want to be close
It's
to your
not a
mom, I
bad
get
thing.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it. So that's too funny though. Delancey, I love it. Thank you for making my night on that with the Bountiful thing.
But now that's all I'm gonna think about when I think of Bountiful. It's a Bountiful.
I love it. Bountiful of white
That's-
people.
that's literally what I
best.
thought y'all
The
meant.
best.
That's literally what I thought y'all meant, because I was like, that is just such like that's such a great way to put that. And that's such a very that paints such a vivid picture of what she's feeling, what she experienced. No,
Love
stay
it.
in the city. It's cool. It's cool. It's fine.
No, I love it so much. Okay. Do you have any other questions, Delancey, for her? Anything like that?
I'm good
Joy,
now.
do you have anything to add? I love that you already said, but like anything, I don't know, any advice for, I feel like you've already said so much for adoptees and adoptive parents of like what to do and what not to do, but anything that you can like comes to the top of your head as far as advice for maybe some advice for adoptive parents who are looking to adopt international. There you go. Give somebody something that.
I don't know. I mean, really just like their culture's your culture. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't push anything on them, but I also wouldn't shy away from it. I just think in our house growing up, it was never like taboo to bring up that we are adopted. It was never taboo to be like created this. It was never, nothing was ever taboo. Nothing was ever a secret. Nothing was ever inappropriate. It was always just like out there. And I mean, we still joke around about it. Like when my brother, the biological one, does something dumb, I'm like, that's your genes, Dad. Like, something you know what I mean? But like,
I love it.
Yeah, it's just never been anything negative has ever been put towards us kids that are adopted.
I love that. No, I so love that. That's like that's great. That's wonderful. That's awesome. And it still blows my mind how many times we have people come on and they say don't keep things a secret because it just gets so bad.
All
Yeah.
the time.
And I understand some of the original feelings towards it of like protecting a child and you don't want them to feel different. But it's like if I tell like like if something's not shady, don't act like it's shady. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's so
Not
true.
wrong. Don't make it to seem wrong.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
regardless of your intentions.
Yeah.
So honesty is always the best. That rules just all the way around.
Yeah. I love
So.
that. I love that so much. And your little guy was so great. Like I know you only got up a couple times. I know you were so stressed about it, but it was awesome. So
I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
He's
I thought
just,
it was, my favorite was when she came back and she was like, he's already feral enough. And I'm like, yes, drink more Dr. Pepper.
oh, he's so good. He's 2, right? So he does his best. I do semi my best, and we just keep going. We just hope for the best at all times.
That's all I can do.
No, now when your husband gets home, you can be like, "Hey, here, babe. Good night. I already did my part. We're done."
I know. Be like, okay, I'm tapping out. See you guys tomorrow.
It's so true. So, well, Joy, thank you seriously so much for coming on. You did awesome.
You.
I know you were nervous, but you're amazing. And seriously, thank you for joining us. And it was so fun to get to know you even better. So, yeah, thank you.